Hello everybody and welcome. I wanted to do another twin flame reading today and see what comes through. We are headed towards another full moon, which is coming up on the 3rd of July. Oh, depending on where you are in the world. For us, it's the 3rd of July. And it seems like there's quite a bit going on energetically, especially for those twin flames that have been out of contact for a long time. So this seems to be a time where major shifts, especially in the internal world of the masculines, are happening, and the feminines are mirroring that, of course, as usual. There seems to be this really dreamy energy here where it's almost like you're finally in the perfect vibration for manifesting your desires into the 3D. And because we are headed towards the full moon, I'm using the Moonology deck first to get our first couple of cards. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. The synchronicity is amazing because we are in Cancer season currently. And this is really a time to stay in that high vibrational energy. If you are feeling that dreaminess, we got the Prosperity Lies Ahead card, which to me, this is a really major success card. There are good things in store ahead, but we also got the Your Commitment is Being Tested card. So you could have feelings at this time, if you're resonating with this reading, where your vibration feels really high. You are feeling as if you are already in union with your divine counterpart and you're connecting with them. There could be some astral projections for some people going on. And then all of a sudden you get hit with this anxiety of, could I be feeling this joy because they're happy about something else? Could something be going on that I'm not aware of, or that I don't want to happen? Or, like all of these fears can start coming up for you during this time. And especially, waning moon cycles, waxing moon cycles are a time for heightened emotions for a lot of people. So, right now, Spirit is just really asking for you to stay committed to your belief, to your high vibrational higher self, that everything is working out. Look, you and your loved ones are safe. There is nothing for you to be worried about. This is just a trying period, and it's mainly for the sake of emotional growth. We got the Be Bold and Make the First Move card. This is doing whatever it takes to invest in yourself during this time. This is making the first move to be your own divine masculine in the 3D until your counterpart divine masculine shows up for you in the 3D. Once you find that wholeness, that fulfillment within yourself, you're going to notice how quickly your manifestations start to come to fruition. If you are around some toxic people where, maybe they don't understand the twin flame journey, or, they question the validity of this connection because there hasn't been any movement in the 3D for a long time, or they try to kind of get you into this low vibrational mode of thinking, to where, are you sure you're holding on to something real here, or are you deluding yourself? Try to move on. Just, there might be people around you that are doing that right now, and Spirit is asking you to check in with yourself. Make sure you are not feeding into that behavior, feeding into that mindset, if you know within you that this is a legit connection. And I mean, for some people, there are such things as false twins. And if you start to feel like maybe that's the case for you, then, take action accordingly. Always tune back into your own intuition to see, what messages are for you and what may be for others. But at the same time, at the bottom of the deck, we have calling in your soulmate. This is a trying time. This is a time where you could be questioning your sanity. You very well could be. This is a time where you could be questioning if anything you ever felt was even real. And Spirit would love to confirm today that yes, it is real. This twin flame journey is not about what you see in the 3D. It's about what you experience in the 5D. For those twins that have a third party interference in their connection in some way, your twin flame is making room for you in their life. If they came in with this third party situation, whatever it is still lingering, it would be very hurtful and very messy, because they would not be able to give you all of themselves. Not only would they not be fully emotionally available, but they also wouldn't have that kind of time and freedom to be able to spend with you, even if that third party connection is not romantic, even if it's not a relationship. There might be some instances where the karmic third party might think that there is still potential for a relationship, and if your person hasn't spoken their truth completely, like maybe they have voiced that they love you and they don't want anything to do with this third party in some ways, but that third party might not be accepting it, which I know is the case for some of you here. Then, you know, even then, that's still hurtful, because you will desire that your person just drop everything and come into your life. But realistically, is that possible? If the shoes were flipped, if you were in your twin flame's shoes, would you be able to do that? Probably not, right? There are things that have to be taken care of, cycles that have to be closed out. For some people, there might even be legal issues that need to be handled before that formal break of connection from the karmic can take place. So depending on what your situation is, take it as it resonates. But what you are being prepared for is this heart-to-heart conversation with your person. They are planning every single day how to come in, what to say, what are the right words, because they know they have been gone long enough that they can't just show up casually and be like, hey, how are you doing? Long time no talk, right? It's not that type of a connection between twin flames. It's going to require a very delicate approach here. It's going to require a lot of consideration, a lot of planning. It's going to be preparing for potential emotional outbursts between the parties of, where have you been all this time? How could you have done this to me? The masculines truly are fearing that their feminine might react in that way. The feminine might lash out at them out of emotion, even if they know that the feminine reciprocates their feelings. It's a human fear that they have, and so that is something that they are also working on resolving. But all of these traumas that these masculines are going through, for most in the collective, have one main root cause, which is their inner child. It's childhood traumas that had remained unresolved for such a long time that carried into their interactions, their behaviors around other people, around other relationships, platonic and romantic. It played into their own codependencies with other people, even if it's like work-related, friendship-related, platonic, romantic, whatever it might be. The full moon that's coming up is so extremely powerful that it's going to be illuminating a lot of that for the collective masculine. They are going to be able to pinpoint that one root cause of all of these branched out problems that they had been having, and finally come to terms with who they are, feel comfortable in their own skin, accept their story, accept their traumas, and not be afraid to be themselves now in this world, to really just step into themselves fully, own their story, and tell it without shame, without guilt. They will finally be able to forgive themselves for these patterns that they had been replicating for such a long time, because they will finally understand that their inner child needed that healing, that the root cause of it all had to do with traumas that were kind of inlaid into their blueprint through either caregivers or however, like people around them, people that they thought they could trust, that maybe they experienced betrayal from, etc. There's so much going into this, and that's why this journey has taken so long for some masculines. This is truly why their journey has taken so long. And that's why this separation was needed, because when they learn soul deep lessons like this, it's something that they have to do on their own. With the intense chemistry that exists between twin flames, the triggering is even more intense. It is all of you on this journey that are true twin flames here, you know this. And there's no way that you can resolve all those things while you are still connected in the 3D physical with your twin flame. There are mistakes that they had to make, and everything that happened in order to bring this connection where it needed to be, to bring each of you as individuals where you needed to be within yourself, in your outer world, in speaking your truth, in living your truth, and in being able to own your story outwardly and not wear a mask or make excuses, which most of the divine masculines, who are the typical quote-unquote runners in these connections, tend to do. Now, for anyone who might be new to this channel, divine masculine and divine feminine are energies only. When I do readings, I read energy, not biological gender. So you could identify as a masculine and be biologically a female. You could identify as a feminine and be biologically a male. That has nothing at all to do with your biological gender, because all of us, whether we are male, female, non-binary, however you identify, we have a balance of these energies within ourselves, kind of like the yin and yang concept. So if you don't have an external divine masculine or divine feminine who might be, playing out this twin flame connection outwardly in the 3D physical world, it could also apply to your inner masculine or inner feminine as you bring those energies within you into unity. So now, let's take it to the tarot and see what other messages would like to come through here. There is a lot coming through for this upcoming full moon. This is an incredibly powerful time. And for some people, it's going to be a time where you see a lot of karmic justice play out as well. If you were unjustly treated or dealt an unfair hand, if somebody took advantage of you, or if somebody even portrayed you in a bad light without you deserving that or having done anything what they claim that you have done, you could expect to see karmic justice play out for you. 6 of Wands, victory. Right? This is so in line with everything that we're talking about. This is where you will get recognized. The truth will come out here. Neptune, the planet of illusions, typically ruling the Pisces zodiac, is also going retrograde now. And that means a lot is going to be revealed. When Neptune goes retrograde, the illusions die off. any illusions that you or your counterpart or anybody else, for that matter, anyone in the world might be under, those illusions are going away. The truth will be recognized. The truth will come out. You can expect confessions, apologies. This could also be a time of big explosions because of those things, because of what might come out here. Come to the forefront, come to light, however you want to put it. It is a volatile time for some people. It is also a time of increasing jealousy, perhaps. And maybe if you identify as an air sign, there could be people around you who are really kind of sending you the evil eye and being jealous during this time, because if they're seeing you shine, they are kind of being more attuned to their own insecurities here. We have the Seven of Wands, so there is this determination in them to level up in a way, and sometimes they don't do that in the most ethical ways. So if there is a karmic third party in any way that is interfering with your connection, then that karmic third party could very well be the one who is sending you the evil eye, spying on you in some way. If you have them blocked, maybe they are getting another third party, somebody on their behalf, to be stalking your social media or spying on you in some way. They could be suspicious of anything happening between you and your divine masculine, because they are noticing the distance, and the masculine in many cases has actually now admitted to the third parties that they are actually in love with the divine feminine, and they wish to end their karmic connection if it wasn't already over in the first place. And it could also be in those circumstances where, like I mentioned earlier, the karmic third party maybe had this false idea that there was still a chance of a connection, or that they were working on things even when the masculine had voiced that they didn't want to. They were just kind of not willing to let go. So in those situations as well, you could be receiving some negative energy from this karmic towards you. We have the Magician. A lot of people are going to be acting on their feelings. So like I said, this could be a very explosive time for the collective, actually, whether you're a twin flame or not, but especially if you're a twin flame. This could be a time of deception, of trickery, of, if there are any magical or dark magic, I should say, practitioners that are somehow involved either with the karmic or in your life, they might try to send something negative your way, something baneful your way. So this is a very important time to stay protected. Do your protection work, whether it's through prayers or rituals or whatever it is that you do to protect yourself. Just really, really keep yourself protected. This is, a time when you might feel very overburdened. It might be very difficult for you to find your inner balance because of the intense roller coaster of emotions here. We have the Temperance card. But like I said, new beginnings and reconnections for twin flames are on the horizon. We have the Judgment card, which is a major arcana new beginning. It's not like an Ace of Cups new beginning. This is like an entirely new chapter of your life. This is literally sitting right on the heart chakra here. This is you and your divine masculine reconnecting to where you're almost unrecognizable to each other because you've grown so much, you've evolved so much. Your masculine has grown and evolved so much, is now taking this leadership role as the King of Wands, where you might have been thinking, gosh, if I don't say anything, if I don't do anything, is anything ever going to happen? Yes, it is, because your masculine is now stepping into their full power. They are now learning to take that wand, that rod, into their hand and use it. It's not just, you know, something that they sit and overthink with the Five of Swords, and, you know, experience all this mental dis-ease, you know, their mental battles and exhaustion. This is a breakthrough. This is somebody coming in to break the ice. This is your divine masculine taking charge of their life finally, and coming in and saying, if I love this person, this is what I must do. And like I said in my previous video, we are in a major reunion window. So you know, the masculines who are hitting this phase of a major rebirth, they are literally shedding their old skin and stepping into a new one, to where, you know, when they come in, they might have a completely different personality from what you're used to, but it's going to be one that is beneficial for your connection, that is actually good for the masculine's own sense of confidence. They are coming in with a stable root chakra. They are coming in with a clear, solid solar plexus chakra. Their heart chakra has been broken wide open. The blockages have been cleared. Their crown chakra is clear and balanced, to where they can connect with source, their higher self, and your higher self more easily, just like you have been doing throughout this journey. Their third eye chakra is balancing and cleared, and that allows them to see clearly everything that they couldn't see clearly before. It allows them to use their intuition, to trust their intuition, to step out of survival mode and into thriving mode. Some divine masculines really have been in survival mode for so long that they truly are at a loss about what they could even do to thrive. Like, for some divine masculines, honestly, thriving seems like such a far-fetched idea. Sometimes they feel hopeless about it. So those of you who are going to be entering reunion within this window, be prepared to see a version of your divine masculine that you have not seen in a long time. And for those of you in the wave following for the reunion, you can expect some communication from your divine masculine. You can expect them to come in and break the ice and start working on mending the heartbreaks that have taken place in your connection. You know, to at least just start talking to you. They may not be ready for a relationship, second wavers. They may not be ready to just jump all in right now, but what they are ready for is to speak to you, at least to reconnect with you, to have some form of connection that's tangible with you in this 3D physical world, while they pick up their pieces, while they piece together their hearts and their minds from the trauma that they've been in, and kind of mend themselves before they try to create a relationship, a romantic relationship with you. But they are intending to create a relationship with you. They don't want this to only be in the 5D. They want to have something tangible in the 3D with you as well. And for third wavers, get ready for some shocks. You might see things on your counterpart's social media that just might shock you. That is not the truth. That, you know, it could be actions that they were pressured to take that they are not invested in, no matter how invested they might seem. I would advise to stay off their social media if you can. If you're connected, that doesn't mean block them or anything, but just don't look at their profiles. Try to not look up their posts. Mute their posts for a while so it doesn't pop up in your feed and give you a startle. Because it does happen, and I can foresee that coming for some people in the third wave. You can possibly see, you know, pictures that look like an engagement, but it's not. it's something that they were manipulated and forced into doing. You know, you could be seeing false announcements from third parties about things that might be extremely triggering and heartbreaking for you, but it's not the truth, is what I'm hearing from my guides at this time. So this is just suggestions from spirit. Is if you can tune out of their social media, just tap out of that energy and let things follow their natural course. Don't try to control the narrative, don't try to control any outcomes. This is not to scare anybody in any way. This is to prepare you for what you might potentially see, whether you are purposefully seeking it out or not. And to just remember these words if it does happen to cross your path, that everything is not what it seems. Okay, everything is not what it seems. People do things sometimes to keep the peace. A lot of masculines in the twin flame collective are codependent, and they don't draw the line where they need to, out of fear, out of intimidation, out of pressure, out of a lack of clarity on what direction they should even be going. So keep that in mind, please, and don't let this scare you. Let this prepare you, just in case if anything like that should come up. And I truly, truly hope this helps. So I'm going to wrap this reading up right here. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's great to be back. I hope you all are doing well and looking after yourselves, and I hope you continue to pay very close attention to your mental and emotional health and your needs during this time, because it is a trying time indeed. If you would like to connect with me and participate in my specials or book readings or book a reading with me personally, you can do so on Instagram. I will leave my handles in the video description box. I'm also on TikTok. I don't replicate content across platforms, so go ahead and follow me on all three if you would like: YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. The platforms that I list here in the video description box are the only platforms I have. Everybody else is a scammer. I do have a highlight dedicated to all the scammer accounts that have been discovered thus far, so please be careful. Make sure that it's spelled correctly. If you are trying to look me up, you know, copy and paste it from here if you can, if it's possible. I don't know if you even can from YouTube, but just make sure that it's spelled correctly and all of that stuff. So I look forward to seeing you all on my other platforms as well. And take care. I will talk to you all again in the next reading.